Hello and welcome back to the Geek Cabal channel. My name is Jim,
Bob.
and today we're just doing a channel update for the month of January of 2024. Just kind of what's going on and what our plans are going forward, and yeah, just keeping everybody informed.
Yeah, I believe our last kind of update like this was right around or a little bit after Gen Con, I believe. So, we're out of the holiday season and we'll hopefully be back into, at least semi regular reporting. So that's one thing to mention is that the place we were recording like a year ago is no longer available. My sister's living there now, and we have been using Jim's house, as you've seen.
And now we may shift that over to where we're at right now, and this is actually over at my parents' house because what better place to do a nerd geek channel than in
Yeah,
a parents'
someone's
basement.
parents' basement. Yeah.
But this just happens to be where I currently store my game collection because my house is being remodeled right now. And on top of that, got a lot of stuff going on at the house, moving people in. So adding girlfriend moving in, her daughter moving in, and all of the stuff that kind of goes around with that has just been very hectic and very whatever. So just getting time to go out and actually do a recording and stuff. I mean, I do definitely want to keep recording stuff. It's just right now it's been
Yeah, so things might be sporadic here for the short term. As you probably noticed, the only thing new for the last week or two was me recording something with an image on the screen and sounding like I'm recording in an aircraft hangar or something. And that has to do with the fact that I think there's an issue with the other microphone interacting with my laptop. I don't know if it's the program or the laptop. I haven't had the chance to play around with all of it and figure out what the problem is or if it's solvable. The aircraft thing, I think, is because I touched the reverberate part when I shouldn't have. Uh, but if I can get that sound, if I can get the volume that I had it, which just means I have to turn up the volume in the editor, I think that'll work for now. Uh, because I don't have a place really to actually film. Plus, all the equipment's over here. We don't want to start dragging it between two different locations, and we just don't want to go down that road. Uh, Now, if in the future we end up with a second camera or something, or if I ever upgrade my phone to a better phone, which I'm looking into, so anyway, or we may see a temporary return of the car videos. I know you're all looking forward to that. Uh, but anyway, so that's a potential thing at the moment, but that is not a long term problem, hopefully. And we are still trying to sort out the technical side of getting other people who are not here to be with us here in spirit.
in technical spirit.
Because Brad still very much wishes, to participate here, and uh, honestly, that's kind of been me dropping the ball on that, not following up as quickly as I should. Plus, also, when we get together to record, which is when we would have to test, we're pretty much beginning to end recording, and we don't have a ton of time left. But we're going to have to make time because we've got to solve that. And at least one of our fans, I'm pretty sure, wants to come on occasionally too. So the gentleman that we met at Gen Con last year from Boston. So if I took his comments correctly, I believe that's what he meant. So I'd like to have him on, and other people too. Because there's some folks that have agreed to do a. I tried to get it set up at Gen Con for us to do an interview with them, but I couldn't. But they did agree to do one because I didn't hear back from them. My email got buried because they're in the middle of a Kickstarter in their other emails. But they did say in their response that they would do a distance thing if we could sort it out. So
Yep.
we've got reason to do that. We're just trying to figure it out. Like everyone else on YouTube seems to be able to know how to do it, and I don't know if I'm just not if my Google foo sucks because I don't know how to properly ask the question to get the answer I'm looking for. And as a gentleman I worked with proposed one solution, and we're going to try that one first. And then if that doesn't work, we'll see what else we've got. Because the absolute last resort is Zoom but like in a roundabout way, and I'm not going to go into it here, but essentially Zoom would only be for our actual communication, but each of us would actually be looking at a camera for the recording and a microphone, but we'll have to have Zoom to talk, and then in editing, I'll put it together from the camera views.
That sounds terrible.
It is, but I know there has to be another way to do it. So, and the problem is, like, I prefer to find a free way to do it is the problem.
Yep.
Otherwise, we might just have to resign ourselves to the fact we're going to sign up for something. So, on that note, similar to that, some of our videos will now have Amazon affiliate links down in the description and probably a pinned post. And I'll mention it at the beginning of the video. It'll be for items that we talk about that are sold on Amazon, but I mean that we actually talk about. Not just like, oh, hey, I was looking on Amazon the other day and this thing looked pretty cool. Maybe you guys should buy one. I'm not going to do crap like that. We have standards. They're not high, but we have them. So whenever we talk about when I talk about like the BattleTech books, well, those are sold on Amazon. I'll put affiliate links in there. I'm doing reviews for them. I'm saying, hey, you should buy this one. Hey, maybe you shouldn't buy this one. That I'm cool with doing that.
And things like where I bought the 3-in-1 power adapter for the what they call the Tower of Power, the Sega Genesis, the 32X, and the Sega CD as an all-in-one power adapter, which does actually solve a issue the original console had, which was that they had 3 bricks to go along with it, and they wouldn't fit in any outlets. So somebody actually solved that problem, and I need to do a review on that so we can see how well that works. That would be something that would get that affiliate link.
And we'll probably when we have the time, we'll probably do a video explaining the equipment that we actually use here, just in case anyone's interested. But it's equipment we've been using. We can tell you how it's been working for us, and we bought all this off Amazon. So, but yeah, so that's the general idea. And I don't know. I think I can say that like anything from that is going to go to probably upgrading equipment. I think I can say that. I hope I can. They're kind of picky on what you can and can't say. Uh, but since there's not going to be any links in this video, I think it's okay if I say that here. But it's the general idea. You guys have seen everyone else's. You know what everyone says. So, and not that it'll be a ton of money. It won't at all, unless we like really somehow strike it rich.
Or we'd have to get more subscribers, obviously, to do that. Not saying that we appreciate everybody that has subscribed to our channel.
Yes,
but we'd have to have a lot of subscribers. So if you want to help with that, you're more than welcome to. But
and on that note, we meant to do a video, and we're hopefully still going to be able to get everyone here. But we are very appreciative of everyone that helped us get over the 300 mark, and that has helped us to get where we are. Couldn't have done it without you. And hopefully you folks stick around. Let as we say in all the videos, let us know what you like and don't like. I didn't tell you this, Jim. I think we actually got our first hate message a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
It was from one of the BattleTech things, one of the unboxings. It was just some rando telling me I believe his exact words were, "Grow up, you man child." I saw it and I was like, we just might have finally hit it big. We finally got an insult. All right. So,
and I mean, don't get me wrong. The problem is those comments are funny, and they serve no purpose. I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not going to reply to that. Or if I do, it'll be a joke, and I haven't come up with a good one yet. So, because I'm not a comedian. So, I like to think I'm funny occasionally, but I know I'm not a comedian. But yeah, something like that. There's no point in me responding to it because I don't want to start a flame war with some rando. Although that would draw traffic theoretically, because anything in the comments helps the algorithm. But I don't know. There's a part of me that doesn't want to succeed doing that. I don't want to be the Garibay. That is the entire reason this channel does anything. I'm positive of it. But anyway, not going to sit here and slam other people. If it works for him, he seems to enjoy it, whatever. But yeah, so look for those in a few videos. It's mainly going to be when we talk about review stuff, And there's one other group I'm considering pursuing for affiliate link stuff. The only problem is some of the stuff they sell is also sold by Amazon. And I don't know, like, what we should do in that scenario. Because it's a gaming store. And,
Promote both of them.
well, I don't know if either of them are like, well, you can't put links to anyone else in our thing. I don't know how that works. I've got to read through the terms of service, find a lawyer to read it with me. Cost more than I'll ever make from any of it, but whether it will ever make. But yeah. So anyway, that's a thing now, and we are also moving forward with trying to do a newsletter. At the moment, I think it's probably going to be a month or two before we actually start doing that. Once we do, we will obviously mention it in the videos, and there will be a link on our page, and probably at the end of each video, it's going to be on Substack. And it's probably going to be the way we're looking at it at the moment. It's probably going to be like a few different things. One of them is going to be we're going to use it to build a campaign setting for Dungeons and Dragons. Uh, Brad will probably do like the big picture for the first one, and some of us will do articles that talk about places and people and magic items and things like that to flesh out the world. And ideally, we would cover that for 1 year's worth of newsletters, and then jump to a new setting, that we'll create and do it in cycles like that. And if that works out, then we'll collect all the material and probably put it up for sale on Drive Through RPG for a couple bucks or something. But that's one thing, and if that takes off, that might eventually become like subscription based, but it's going to be like $1 or $5 or something cheap, because there's things that probably just aren't going to be there because we don't have the budget for it. Like there's probably not going to be any artwork unless it takes off. If people put money into it, we'll put money into it to make it better. For sure, because I want to put out something quality, but none of us are artists, so if you want art, it's going to be rough, or we'll let
Let my son draw it. Yes.
Grant do it. But no, so myself, Brad, potentially Owen, and another gentleman, Jeff, are probably going to be doing articles for that, and possibly also just other articles on other topics. So it might be two separate newsletters. We're going to have a big meeting and sort out how we're going to do all this. But it's something we all kind of want to pursue. Let us really, get creative. And some of it may just be writing about the stuff that we talk about, but, we can go in more depth if we write about it, for instance, or we can convey a point better or something, have more time to think it through, since we don't script any of this. And that's probably not in the cards anytime soon either.
Yeah.
Maybe for some of the Battletech stuff, for the info dump stuff, because I want to get that right, and I don't want to rely on memory, and I'm going to take some notes, because I promised like a year ago that we were going to start doing some of that for the factions, and we're going to. I just have to have the time to sit down and write some of it out and figure out how I'm not going to just be sitting there reading off a sheet of paper, because we don't have a teleprompter either. So, not that we want a teleprompter, to be clear. We're not the news. But yeah, so that's coming up. I have a whole list of things here on my phone as far as like video ideas, because while we definitely love the podcast format, definitely a lot of bouncing back and forth and just conversational stuff. I do still want to keep doing our various on topic videos, and I know you do too on that one, Jim. And
yep.
I think people like those more than the podcast based on the viewing numbers. So I know we still want to do that, and it's just I'd like to plan them out just a little bit more than we do sometimes, but not to the point of it's all scripted and we have 10 takes and no. But I do want them to be a little bit more, so we're going to try to start planning ahead. And I think the general idea will be we'll plan them out, and then as we have time, we'll film them. Not so much like, okay, it's going to be filming Tuesday. We got to, it's like, no, it's planned out, it's set. Now, just when we have the time, we'll film it and put it out there. So, at least that's my intention. Hopefully, going forward, again, timing and life. We got to see how that all works out.
Yep. Yep.
But because I don't know, I see some of these other channels. Like I've been watching Lego videos lately, and about like some of the stuff coming out in 2024, and I keep getting the same people in my feed making videos every day about the same leaks. And it's like, what are you doing? But at the same time, they've got 50,000 subscribers. And I'm just like, on the one hand, I do want the channel to grow, but on the other hand, I just don't think I've got it in me to do that.
No, no,
Like, and even if I did, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do
unless the lottery has been won, where we can just do whatever the hell we want. We don't have to worry about work and all this stuff.
And in that scenario, folks, number one, you're going to note probably a major upgrade in the surroundings. But yeah, we'll just make like 10 videos a day about inane baloney.
And have somebody else edit it and do all that.
Yeah. But unless that happens, which we don't expect it to, yeah. Then let's see. Probably expect. I think we're going to try to do some coverage from Indiana Comic Con this year. We have from Gen Con, and we've done posts and stuff about Gen Con. But I think we're going to try to at least record a little bit at Indiana Comic Con, and we'll talk about it a little bit. We'll make a video for it. That's definitely more of a regional thing. Like if you're in California, you might not care, but you might like some of the videos from it. So we're gonna try that, and that'll be in March.
Yes.
And then of course Gen Con in August, and we'll have to have a little get together and look at what we did last year, try to see where we want to change things this year. Like, well, I appreciate Jim walking around for 3 hours recording everything. If possible, we might break it up, and hopefully I'll have a new phone by then. And if it's me, you, Chad, and Brad all there, maybe each of us will just take a corner of the dealer's hall, kind of walk around, and then I'll bring the videos together, or I'll put them up separate.
Yep.
Something. Hopefully I won't run into the technical issue I kept running into last year, where it took me a week and a half to finally get that video to work. But yeah, that's something we definitely want to do. Chad and I have discussed going to Adepticon this year for one day. It's the same weekend as Comic Con, so we might do that. If we do, we'll get some video there too. But I think that's a lot of what we've got planned at the moment. Jim, I know you've talked about some things you've got.
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of the ones is I want to actually review games and do some, let's plays and stuff like on this stuff. Not like a review, but more of just, just grabbing something random like Barbie and play it and, talk about it just off the cuff, just what we think, whatever stuff, not maybe a real review.
Well, it is a Barbie world, Jim.
Yes.
Life in Plastic is fantastic.
Yes. And obviously still doing thrifting videos, talking about, tales and collecting, that kind of stuff. I want to bring that back. And
I hate to interrupt you again, Jim. I just did. You didn't interrupt me at all. I apologize, but would you consider recording when you go out thrifting sometime, maybe?
Maybe.
Obviously, the place allows recording,
Yeah, well, I don't really care too much. Not from what I've seen. But
okay.
No, the problem is just actually finding stuff. I haven't found very much recently, so. But, anyways, nope, that's really what I've got. So.
Well, I know you also talked about there's the one machine you're wanting to clean up.
Yeah, so yeah, I've got some restorations of consoles and computers. I've got modding of my Sega Saturn that I want to do because I got one with a dead drive, and I want to put a SD card reader in it because I've got two Saturns, one that works, one that doesn't. So. Things I want to do. Yeah. So yeah, those kinds of videos.
Yeah. I know I've got a couple Lego sets that I bought that I would like to discuss and build. And you got the Klingon ships. We got put together because I do want to talk a little bit more about Lego stuff. And if Chad can make it over, I know we've talked about maybe talking about the some GI Joe stuff from time to time, the current figures, what we want to see from the line, stuff like that. Some reviews for figures, what we think are the good ones, the bad ones, which ones were a pain in the ass to find, things like that. That might fall under Tales of Collecting.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a few things like that, and I had something else, but it's gone now. Oh no, is your the Let's Play videos?
Yes.
I was thinking about that the other day. We could potentially do either a series of rather long ones and play through Baldur's Gate, uh, Dark Alliance, 1 and/or 2 on the Xbox. I've got both of them, so and the save games that will make them significantly easier, so that we don't so that maybe we'll go faster through them because we'll blow through them as like level 40 characters from the beginning.
Yeah.
Or we'll get to show you one of the fun ways you can cheat in that game. But yeah, I figure the D&D angle and the story, and if people are interested in the story,
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd watch it for the story, or if they just want to watch it for like inane antics, which
Maybe.
that's not the game for that. So
Yep.
that's other games. That's like Crazy Taxi or something.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't think we could play the original Crazy Taxi. We'd have to play it on mute, wouldn't we?
Why? Oh, because of the
Because of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Because it has actual songs in it.
Though if you play it on some, I think you can actually swap it out for other music.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be, but who knows?
But yeah, so those are some things we're going to be looking into, and part of that I believe is going to fall under what does the tax rebate look like, as far as some things. So it's about like buying the piece for the recording the videos, and
Yep.
and then maybe looking into upgrading something else depending on what we got to work with. So
Yeah, we'll have to see.
yep. But anyway, I think that's most of it.
Yes.
You might see my nephew Levi a little bit more because he now lives here in town instead of 2 hours away. So I'm sure he has an interest. I guess for a class he's taking, he's having to watch older movies and review them. So maybe get him on here to review them here too, because he had to watch The Birds the other day, and it's like, well, I'm kind of interested to see what a 12-year-old's take on an Alfred Hitchcock movie from 60 years ago would be. So could be interesting. But yeah,
All right. I mean,
I think that's about where we stand with things. And once again, I want to thank all you folks for being with us up to this point, and hopefully you stay with us. Tell your friends, get them on board too. Maybe we always appreciate it.
yeah, definitely know if there's any topics that you like that we've done in the past, or any new topics you want us to review. You can definitely leave those down in the comments down below. We're always looking for new ideas, and can't say we always have all the right ideas. So
Yeah. Oh, one quick follow up, very 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 briefly. I did get 2 replies on the how to pronounce ATAT. Jeff said he doesn't care how it's pronounced, and our fan from Boston agrees that it's ATAT. So,
yeah,
there you go.
you heard it here.
The people have spoken. It's ATAT. Yeah, and that's one other thing. We're gonna try to be a little bit more active on the social media stuff. We're gonna put some polls up there. Other ways to interact. Not just hey, here come the videos. Because I can do that on YouTube itself. So, and we are trying to get the podcast on actual podcast things. And I think I've got that figured out. Hopefully, the next month or so, that'll be the case. Yeah, I think that's it, Jim. So,
All right. Well, we do appreciate and appreciate your views, your watching, and yeah, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
see you folks later.